Yeah, a little bit, you know. Not detrimentally so. It's just the whole thing is different because the band's just sort of on a different level than I've been used to. I mean, it's a little more of a national thing, you know. Certainly, I've brought in a Memphis influence just in the way I play, and now that we're writing together, I mean, it's not like we're going to be writing, you know, like a whole steady does stacks or anything like that, but you know, there's just a feel, you know, that'll work its way in there somehow. But yeah, I mean, it's just sort of it's just my band, and it's kind of, you know, I go to New York to be with them, and it's not really tied to anything. It's not that I'm getting away from it at all, because I'm obviously first and foremost a Memphian and a Memphis musician. But yeah, it's just sort of it's a whole different thing.
So, do you think this band, out of all the bands you've been in, is the one you identify with the most? Like, maybe when you look back on your career, this kind of be the one that stands out?
It'll definitely be one that stands out just because of the work we've done together and the places we've gone, you know, and the friendships that I've made, you know, deep, deep friendships. I mean, I'm always going to reference Big Ass Truck. Maybe less so as years go by, but it's just, I mean, you know, when I tell stories, it's kind of gotten complicated now because I've been in so many bands because I've been around for so long. But, you know, I used to just say, when talking about the past experiences of touring, I would just say, when we did this and we did that, I was always talking about Big Ass Truck. It was my starting point. It was my benchmark. It was the first kind of professional, successful band that I'd been in. And it was just the first, you know, that I spent my 20s touring in that band. And there's a big difference between touring in your 20s and touring in your late 30s, early 40s, you know. So that'll probably always be the sort of the touchstone. But certainly, again, what I said earlier about you're lucky to get a band once, I was extremely lucky to hook up with these guys and create the friendships musically and otherwise that I have, because, you know, I never thought I'd get that again. Honestly, I thought, okay, well, I'll just bounce around from band to band, you know, and who knows how long I'll be in this band. You know, one thing about music is anything can happen at any time. So, you know, but we're about to start making a record right now, so hopefully we'll be around for a little bit longer. But anyway, you know, I just thought that I was just going to kind of play with people and it would never have that kind of feeling of being in a band like I did with Big Ass Truck, and now that I do with that band. So I feel very fortunate about that. I mean, when you know, my dad passed and we had a memorial show for him, two of the guys came down, you know, on their own accord just to be here, you know, from New York. So I thought that was huge. And so I put them to work and they played a song. It's great. It's fun. It's so much fun.
Okay, so do you prefer being part of a band, or do you ever think, like, maybe you just want to be a solo artist one day?
I don't know. I mean, I like a band dynamic. I understand the ease of sometimes just sort of being able to be like, okay, this is what's happening, just sort of telling people what to do and just, you know, not have to worry about it. But I don't really like that vibe anyway. I mean, you know, I could see at some point doing something where I'm singing, you know. Certainly that's a thought and kind of hopefully in the cards. You know, whatever, being the main focal point of something, I guess, sure. It's been fun with Sons of Mudboy, I've been doing a lot of singing and it's been really great. So I'm looking forward to kind of pursuing that some more. But I'll just kind of take whatever comes, you know. I mean, anything that's musically fulfilling and successful to some extent, I'm happy with, you know.
So now, since you've been, like, part of the Memphis music scene for so long, do you think you're a part of the Memphis music tradition, or, like, the story of Memphis music? Do you see yourself as being part of that?
I hope so. I mean, that's really for the future generations of Memphians to say. I mean, you know, I mean, I have recorded records, you know. I mean, none of them have my name on them per se yet. But yeah, I mean, I've been around, so, you know, there's a lot of people that have been around longer than me that some people know and some people don't, you know, it just depends. But I mean, certainly due to my father. I mean, the name rings out, I guess, and I'm just trying to do my best to kind of honor that and support it. Hopefully there'll be more, hopefully more time to do more stuff.
It's the question you were just talking about, the sort of placing yourself in Memphis music history, and you told the story at the memorial concert about, and I wonder if you could share that and talk a little bit more about, you decided to start playing Lazarus.
Oh yeah.
And like, is it something that you tried to stay away from, distance yourself from your father's legacy, and like now adopting it? I mean, just
no.
think about that.
I was never trying to distance myself from it. It was just that when he was around and performing, there was no need for me to really do any of that, because, I was glad to play guitar with him and sing harmony and stuff like that.